So what is the best way to create a thumbnail that gets click-through rates like this? Well, that's exactly what I'm gonna show you how to do right here in this video. My name is Rakeem Madison, and we're gonna jump right into the content. All right, so the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna look at the results from one of my recent videos. That way you can have confidence that what I'm about to show you with this YouTube thumbnail formula can actually work for you, all right? All right, so let's take a look at the views, right? So this got 3,150 views. It also got me 117 subscribers, which is pretty cool. And it's actually generating some ad revenue, right? So on day number 1, this video got roughly about 160 views, which isn't nothing, right? Then as we continue to go, roughly in about, I'll say about 7 days in, we had about 1,900 views. And then about roughly where we at right now, we had about 2,900 views, right? So 3,150 total, which is pretty cool. Now what we're gonna do from here is we're gonna go ahead and look at the click-through rate. So right here, we got 19,000 impressions. The click-through rate is a 10.3%. Now what that tells me is the fact that it's still over 10, and I'm gonna show you what it looked like in April because it's gonna kind of go up a little bit. But the fact that it's still a 10, even after it's been halfway through the month, that tells me that it not only resonates with my audience, it also resonates with the people that are seeing it, that have probably seen it for the first time on like the homepage, the suggested, and all of that stuff, right? So let me go ahead and show you what April looked like, and you're gonna see that it slightly jumps up in the click-through rate, right? So let me go ahead and go to April. All right, so this right here is April. 18,000 impressions, 10.5% click-through rate. So you can see it went up. And as you can see, this is pretty much what's happening, right? Now let's check the click-through rate on the first day. So on the first day, the click-through rate was a 7.5%. Then what I do is I split test my thumbnails, right? So on day number 2, I had a different thumbnail. So it was at 9.4%. So you can see how the thumbnail can just absolutely just change the game if you have something that just really appeals to the audience, all right? All right, so we inside of my thumbnail creator, and so I'm gonna show you exactly how to structure your thumbnails. Now, if at any point you see value in the exact tool that I use to create my thumbnails, go ahead and click the first link down below in the description. That will allow you to get instant access to it, all right? All right, so let's go ahead and get started. So once you come into this software, you wanna go ahead and click right here where it says thumbnail creator, and then you wanna come right here where it says start with no video. Look at all these different templates. You could literally just come in here and change it up how you want it, add different graphics, and so on, right? This right here is gonna save you a bunch of time, all right? But for this video, I'm gonna go ahead and build it from scratch. The exact same one that had the 10.5% click-through rate, I'm gonna build that from scratch, all right? So let's go ahead and get started. So what I'll do is I will hit right here where it says start from scratch. Boom, now we start from scratch. So now I'm gonna go ahead and minimize this a little bit. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. So I'm gonna go ahead and go to gradient because I kind of like the gradient flow. All right, now from here, I'm gonna go ahead and turn this black on the side so we can kind of match how the other one looked. And then I'm gonna go to the blue, just like that. All right, it's somewhat looking like it already. And then the next step is usually where I add my picture, right? So just to show you how you can remove the background from any picture, I use remove.bg.com, all right? Well, not .com, but remove.bg. Then I come over here, let's say for instance, I got a specific picture that I use. I'll go to my desktop. Let me actually go to my desktop real quick and try to look for my thumbnail poses, right? So I got like this folder that got all the thumbnail poses in there already, right? All these different ones. So I recommend you to do something similar to that, all right? All right, so I'm gonna take this picture right here and I'm gonna go ahead and remove the background from it. Watch how quickly it does it. Boom. And then I will hit download. And if you use the top one, it's gonna be a smaller picture. I recommend just paying like $9 to get 10 credits. And then you could just literally get the HD one, right? That way, when you actually put it in the software, it's a high quality picture, right? Then I would download this and then I would come over here. The good thing is I already got everything in here so we could save a little bit of time. All right, so now what I would want to do is I would scroll down and just add the picture that I want, right? You can see we got a bunch in here, and then I would click on this. All right, boom, there we go right there. And then I will make it big, roughly, you know, make it look somewhat like the one that we was just looking at. And then to make the picture look better, because right now it look a little ashy, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and adjust the contrast and all of that good stuff. Let's go to image filters right here. I like to put my contrast to kind of match my skin, you know, whichever one looks best for you, but I like to go with 0.20. And then the saturation for me that works best, I like to go with 0.05. So to add the text, what you want to do is you want to click right here. I like to go with alpha heading. And then what I'll do is I'll click on alpha heading and then I'll turn that white, right? Because I know for the colors that I use for most of my thumbnails, I use white and I use that green. All right, so let me go ahead and put this up here. And then what I'll do from there is I want to get the little box that I use. So basic shapes. So the one I like to use is right here. I click this, and then what I have to do is I have to kind of expand it. I'll expand it over here like this. And then let's go ahead and stretch this out, bring this in like this. And then what we have to do is we have to push it back, right? So I'll go ahead and press this right here. Boom, there it is right there. And then before, I should have probably turned that black first. All right, so I'm gonna turn this black. Boom, there we go right there. Bam. All right, so now we need to turn that green because I remember I had like it works or this works or something like that, right? So I wanna go ahead and just write that out real quick. This works. And then I'm gonna turn that green, right? So where the color at? All right, so there we go right there. And we're gonna turn that green. Boom, it's starting to look like it already, right? So now we're gonna make this a little bigger. Okay, boom. Okay, it's somewhat looking like it, right? It's not like 100% perfect. Let me make this a little bigger. Okay, there we go. And then what we need to do is we need to get the results picture that we had, right? So I'll go ahead and go back in here and kind of scroll for it a little bit. Okay, there it is right there. Boom, there's the results picture right here. And what we need to do is we need to push this back as well. So in order to do that, we go to the same thing right here, send it backwards a few times. All right, there it is right there. And then what I did to kind of keep the viewers focused is to put a red circle around the results, right? So to get a red circle, all I got to do is I got to come over here, and as you can see, you got a bunch of different things. You got the arrow, the badges, the basic shapes, you got everything you need. So what I like to do is I go into the arrows, and then you see this little circle right here. The one I like to use is this one down here because it kind of gets the job done. Now, when it comes to this circle, I like to make it a little big and then drag the circle over here a little bit. All right, so let's stretch this out and let's go ahead and make it red so it'll start to stand out. All right, so boom, we made it red. We good to go. So now we're gonna have to kind of adjust the way it looks so, you know, it can look a little better. Then from here, we can go ahead and stretch this out a little bit more. And then, okay, it's somewhat looking like how we want it. All right, we'll stretch this up a little bit like this, bring this in a little bit more. Then what I did to make it look thicker, I actually just duplicated it, right? So I went ahead and hit that button right there, and then I mashed it up to make it look a little thicker. One more time, I did about 3 of them. And this is essentially what I did to create that thumbnail. Now, obviously, I did a little bit, you know, bigger of a text. Right, I did something like this, and then I expanded this a little bit more. Now, something else I can do is I can put a shadow on it, and I think I actually did that to make it kind of pop a little bit, right? Because this look a little bland. So what I did is I clicked on the shadow over here. And I like my shadow to be like super dark. Now, if the shadow is popping out too much, what I do is I take the offset down to about 6, and then I make this offset down to about 5, right? And there are some times where I'll change the color for the outset, and I'll make it like the exact same color as this if I have the white playing into it too, right? Because I don't want to have too much of one color. So as far as the framework, I like to stay between 1 to 3 words on the thumbnail. There are thumbnails that I've created that have like 4 and 5 words, but sometimes that it's kind of like one of those things where I'll be sitting there and I'll be like, this is just too many words, right? And so one thing a little tip I got for you is when you create your thumbnails, you don't want it the exact same as the title, because that's a little boring, right? You want to put something intriguing so that it kind of forces them to look at the title and they just want to click. It's that whole entire package, your title, your thumbnail, and also your hook. And one of the things that a lot of people don't talk about, when somebody watches your last video, like the video that you did prior to the one that you're going to release now, what experience did they actually get from the video that they watched the last time? And that's going to affect your click-through rate as well, because they might have had a bad experience with the last video and may not even want to watch the next video. Just a little tip I wanted to share with you real quick. So from here, what we want to do is we want to go to template name, and we want to name it as the keyword that we're trying to rank for, right? And so I'll paste the keyword. For this video, it was how to promote affiliate links with free traffic. So that's exactly what I have in here, right? And then you can either save it as a JPEG or you could save and continue. And what it's gonna do is it's gonna bring you to a confirmation screen. So I'm gonna go ahead and click it. I'm gonna go ahead and hit overwrite template, hit save template again. Boom, there's the confirmation screen right there. And then this is pretty much what my thumbnail would look like. And then from here, I like to save it as a PNG, and then I'll just go right here, hit download, and I just save it right here in my download in my thumbnail folder, and then I'm good to go. So now that you know how to create a thumbnail, the next step is to create a powerful title. So I want you to watch this video next, because it's going to teach you step by step the exact title formulas I use to be able to generate over 500,000 views here on YouTube. See you over there.